Good morning. It is Wednesday, my dudes. So I am now halfway through the morning routine. Just got to feed the dogs, and Samson left. Mr. Finch and Patty are dealt with. On today's agenda, Mr. Finch, you allowed? That's all one bird, that noise. I'm going to finish before the coffee gets cold because I am 3/4 of the way through that now. I did not update you on any of it, so I will get there, but in my defense, I read it in one sitting last night, and it was late and it was quiet and I didn't want to make noise. So there's that, but we are dressed for the day. This is my OOTD. I really need a full-length mirror in this house. I don't own one. Yeah, I really just wanted to feel like a human today and have like actual human clothes on, because we're at that part of isolation where I feel like loungewear is all I will ever own from now on. So we're wearing jeans. I have my mum jeans, my super sparkly socks that my friends at work bought me. I'm gonna finish feeding the animals, but I'll touch base with you after that. Yeah, one thing I really don't recommend is buying a cattle dog and a sheepdog and then put them in front of cows. Yeah, effective. Oh, they're chasing the baby. Wholesome mornings. Samson is loving his chop. Look at that messy beak. Look at him go. Reading update. So as I said before, I am about 3/4 of the way through Before the Coffee Gets Cold. So Before the Coffee Gets Cold was originally a Japanese writing, but has been translated, and it follows this cafe in Japan, or Tokyo. I think it's Tokyo. I think it's Tokyo. It follows a cafe that has the ability to send people back in time, but there's certain rules that are attached to that, and one of those rules is that you have to come back before your coffee gets cold. Otherwise something bad will happen. And there's 4 short stories within this novel that outline different people that go back in time. The thing that I'm liking the most about it is that, not that we get to see different people go back in time, but we get to know the people that work at the cafe and their stories, and it's all very entwined within the short stories that are here, but you get to know them, you get to know their personalities, you get to know the regulars at the cafe, and it's just very wholesome. I really, really, really like it. It is raw, it's emotional, it deals with issues like grief and loss and health issues in a really interesting and nice way, which I really like. So I'm going to sit down and finish this now. I've only got one of the short stories left, and then I am going to separate myself from reading for a bit because I've been doing it for such a long time. I just finished Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and it's so beautiful. So beautiful. I loved this book. I would read it again right now. It was so good. Oh, I'm too soon into having read it to be able to accurately give you my opinions on it, but everything that I said before still stands, and oh god, it's beautiful. Oh look, our soft plastics. Please ignore. I'm a bit more composed about my thoughts on Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I have written down a lot of things to talk about. I've googled how to properly review a book because I was so stumped about my thoughts on this book. And what I have decided is that you will have to wait until my wrap up of the month before you hear my thoughts, because I need to take what I've written today and then logically put it into a list when I script my video. So, cliffhanger, you will have to wait. It's day 3 of this vlog, and I'm realizing that everything I am doing is incredibly boring to the outside world. Lots of cleaning. I'm gonna vacuum again today because I own 2 dogs that shed a lot. I'm gonna read, which I've been doing again for the last 2 days. And yeah, there's not a whole lot of other stuff to do. So I apologize if this vlog is semi-boring, but I'm just documenting my week in isolation. All right, let's get out of this terrible angle and go do some cleaning. Okay, so I've decided that since I have all of this time this week, I have like an entire 5 days left of being at home, I'm going to try to make my YouTube videos better, give them a bit more personality. I have been trying to kind of channel my inner Reagan from Peru's project and keep it really raw. That slide, we're gonna take this elsewhere. I was trying to keep them really simple, really basic, mostly because it's easy to edit and I can smash them out pretty quickly if I'm late on videos, but also because people like Reagan from Peru's project have really basic videos where they don't have a like super flashy introduction or outro, and she keeps it really simple, just talks, there's no added music or anything like that unless it's a vlog. But it's not been working for me. People aren't watching my videos, so we're going to follow what all of the how to make your YouTube better people say, make them interesting, make them individual, add some more effects, do some fancy things. So I've made myself some anxious bean juice and we're gonna sit here and research how to make videos better, because I have no idea. Ugh. Good morning, it's Thursday. I'm gonna take it pretty easy today. I do have on my to-do list that I need to film 2 videos, edit 2 videos, and something else. But I'm really tired and it's another semi-low serotonin day, so we're just gonna do whatever feels best at the time. I am going to sit down and try to do a bit more of my cafe model thing today because I haven't done that in quite some time and I really want to. And I'm also going to probably primarily today listen to A Quarter Silver Flames. I've got about 8 hours left in the audiobook, so I'm going to try to get through a bit of that today, which I can do at the same time as the modelling, but I'm also maybe going to garden, so could be any of the above. We'll just see where the day takes us. I'm making no promises as to what we can achieve today. But I did start Such a Fun Age by Kiley. Reid. This is flipped for you, I'm sorry. I did start this last night. I'm about 50 pages through. I am thoroughly enjoying it so far. The one thing that I really like about it is that there was this big character info dump at the start, which did really well to build the characters and kind of make you attached to them a bit and just to understand their situations. Like, it's literally an entire chapter going through Alex's past and how she's gotten to where she is now, and then the same with Amira. So I found that really helpful. I think that that's a fantastic idea. It's a bit like, it didn't feel disjointed, but it was very much just kind of like plonked in the first couple of chapters, but it worked really well, I think, and it, like, the benefit of it outweighed the weird clunkiness of it. So I'm going to try to read a bit more of this today, but I'm not going to prioritize it. I'm going to prioritize I Got a Silver Flames. It's a loungewear day. We're not a real human today, but I am wearing the coolest socks. Ugh. You can't see them. They say, "Go away, I'm introverting," with a girl drinking a coffee and reading a book. They're perfect. Are you gonna go attack Mr. Finch? Don't do it. Instead, do you want a pecan? The best trick ever. We have gone full hermit today. Full hermit. So our lovely Premier, I don't even know what she is, good old Gladys just let us know that we're in another week of lockdown because our cases have not dropped. They have increased. So that means I start my new job next week in lockdown, which is terrifying. Love that for us. I have just spent pretty much all of this morning making like this door. I stuck these bits on this door. So I glued these bits onto the door so that it shows through, but I have to add the rest of the stuff to the door. And then we've made this structure that I'm scared to touch because it is still drying, but that is the like archway, the door will go in here. And then I have made like, I actually messed this one up. This is a little bar stool. I glued these like wooden bits here upside down. So you can see on like the bottom here, if it wants to focus. There we go. You can see the bottom bits are covered with like the wood covering, whereas the top is like, looks like a bit of wood because I glued it upside down, but that's fine. So we're just honestly waiting for all these bits here to dry. And then I re-glued this. I had to peel the last one off because I did it very badly last time. So that's why there's like remnants of it still there. But I re-glued this bit of wood grain material over the top of the piece of wood. And that will sit like on top of this when it's facing the other way. And I did this window, which I had to cut out. That's a bit of paper stuck on top and I had to cut out every single square. So that's like 3 hours of work. If anyone is bored in lockdown, you should invest in one of these because they take so long and they are very addictive and entertaining, and you can do other things. Like I'm watching YouTube while I do this, or I was listening to my audiobook. Like it's a nice flow. You get into a nice flow, and flow is what we need to not be depressed. So yeah, you can get them from like craft stores, hobby stores. They come in like a little box like this that just has all of the bits and pieces in it. There's an instruction booklet. Like I'm not a creative person, I'm not a coordinated person, and I'm managing to do one of these. So if I can do it, you can do it. So I'm literally just gonna keep trucking away at this, and I will touch base with you guys if I do something else. But it's really gloomy outside now. Oh, we have some cow friends. Cow friends. It's gotten really overcast and gloomy, so will not be gardening today because it is cold, and I understand that it would make me warm, but no. I must say, like, again, I'm a mental health therapist for a while. I'd always tell people, do exercise, like try an at-home workout, like give it a good hot go because it could make you feel better. God damn, I feel good. I did a 20-minute workout, I didn't do it right, but I just feel really good. Is this why people exercise? Is this why they do it? This isn't something that I've experienced. I hated it when I was doing it. But I feel, oh my God, I'm one of those people now. I'm one of those people now. Hey, I have completed another hour of my modeling and I've gotten almost nowhere, but the door is stuck to the frame now, so that we're just waiting for that to dry. My drying scenario is very precarious. This is what we're working with to have that dry. We will see. I've started the awning and I glued all of these bits here on, like these little wood bits that I had to cut out, mind you. So I'm probably gonna like not do too much more of that today. I'm gonna wait for all the things that I've done to dry. But for now, it is lunchtime. I'm going to have the cheesy bokkeumyeon, which is just really spicy Korean noodles. And I'm gonna sit down and probably just watch some Netflix, maybe. Feeling a chill day, feeling a non-productive day. But I exercised and I felt great, and now I'm back to feeling how I was before, so yeah. Friday, everybody. It is Friday, obviously. This morning is actually like 11:45. I've just been cleaning this morning. I vacuumed for the 3rd time this week. The floor was equally as disgusting as it was on Monday. I've cleaned the kitchen again for the 3rd time this week. I have been listening to A Quarter Silver Flames while I do that. I only have probably about 5 hours left at this point in that book, so I'm hoping to get through most of that maybe today, given that my plans were initially to do some gardening, to do some cleaning, which are generally a lot of things that don't require me to pay too much attention to it. It's kind of just like muscle memory stuff, so I can listen to audiobooks while I do that. Another one is the puzzle that I have. But for now, I am catching up on my YouTube video ideas that I want to do. I had a few like epiphanies last night. I also found myself stumbling onto a section of YouTube where people kind of talk about how it's affected their mental health, and I had never heard anyone put it into words before, the things that I feel about Booktube, because it's something that I love. I love watching it, I love reading, I love sharing my thoughts, but you always focus on the numbers and the engagement and that obsessive rechecking of the YouTube Studio app. That's a bad habit that I have. I'm going to actively try to not do those things as to not negatively affect my mental health, and continue to watch videos of other people that talk about this, because it's really validating to hear that you're not the only one going through this struggle, and it's not a unique experience. It's not that you're not good enough, and it's not that you haven't got what it takes. It's just that this is a platform that is oversaturated and really difficult to make your own way in. And honestly, I think it's like a stroke of luck with a fair amount of dedication from people who have succeeded. Because I know, like, for me personally, there's people that I have linked in with on Booktube and people that I've followed from when their channels have been quite small, and they've already doubled or tripled where I'm at in terms of subscribers and views. And that's disheartening a lot of the time, but I kind of just have to remind myself that that's not why I do this, and that's not the purpose. It's obviously a lovely benefit, and it's a very validating feeling to know that people are watching and enjoying your content, but it is not the purpose as to why I'm doing this. My purpose is that I want to have my thoughts shared with the world about the books that I read, and it's a creative outlet for me. I love making vlogs. I love editing vlogs. Videography is something that gives me a lot of joy. So yeah, that's just my current thoughts on Booktube. I'm gonna stop rambling now and finish my coffee and then continue to clean, maybe do some gardening. I'm just gonna listen to A Quarter Silver Flames, let's be real. I'm a grub. People sometimes ask me why I need to sunscreen my dog. It's because she gets around like this all day and ends up with burnt ears. Sylvie, come here. Come here. But she doesn't correct it herself. She knows how to. She definitely can. But she is a bit silly. And so we need to sunscreen the inside of your ears in summer so that you don't get skin cancer and die. Yes. Yes. Alright, let's garden. I needed to get my hair out of my face and my neck was burning, so I kept the bottom half down, but now I have this. I just have some thoughts about A Quarter Silver Flame. I really don't like that in A Quarter Silver Flames, Reese is kind of painted to be a bit of an asshole, and I don't like it because we know he's not, and I only kind of can contrast this now that I've just listened to A Quarter Wings and Ruin. I'm now comparing it to A Quarter Silver Flame. And like, obviously we know it's explained why he's being an asshole, but it just feels so contrasting to Aka War to now. There's obviously a purpose for it, like it's there for a reason, but I don't like it. We know Reese is good. We know he's good. He's like almost the bad guy in this book. So there's that. Yeah, I've probably listened to a fair few hours of this today. But I've also done some adult things, like done my tax and sorted out like my contract and stuff like that. So I've done like a lot of like proper adult things today. Very proud of myself. I'm gonna go make some banana bread now. We'll keep listening to A Quarter Silver Flames, and I will touch base with you again this afternoon when I have read a bit more. Hello and welcome back to the end of the vlog. It is Saturday and I just wanted to touch base with all the books that I read this week because I think we did pretty well. I think we achieved a fair bit this week. So I finished One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. I was already about a third of the way into this, but I managed to finish it this week. I enjoyed it more than Red, White and Royal Blue, but still not my favourite. And I was much more in it for her friends rather than August herself. Also just realised that I read this in August, which was funny. Then I finished Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Tashikazu Kawaguchi. Did it. This was a beautiful collection of short stories. I thoroughly enjoyed reading this and I'm very excited to actually pick up the next one because there's another one. There's another one. So I'm going to, once the stores are open again, because you know, lockdown, I'm going to go and grab the second one of this so I can read it as well because I really, really enjoyed this book. Then yesterday, or last night, I finally finished A Quarter Silver Flames on the audiobook. My thoughts have stayed the same. I do have a few different thoughts, but you'll have to wait until my wrap up to hear about those. And since I've finished all of those books, I have started Such a Fun Age by Kiley Reid. I'm almost halfway through this now. I read a fair chunk of it last night. Thoroughly enjoying this one. I'm very engaged in it, very interested in the story. And I will, again, talk more about this in my wrap up for the month. And I have also started the audiobook for 1984. I did accidentally start the audiobook for Midnight Library last night instead of that, and then realised that that wasn't on my TBR for this month, but I'm going to listen probably to a fair amount of 1984 today. Jared's at work again, so I'm going to be pretty much just pottering around the house, gardening, cleaning, reading. So thank you everyone for watching. If you've made it this far, kudos to you. Yeah, that's kind of all I got to say. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having a great day and I'll see you guys next time.